The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another awesome day here at RM Hive, and you're tuning in to Reader's Magnet's featured author interview. I'm your host, Ravan, and our featured author is a true survivor whose life journey has taken him from the counterculture of Haight Ashbury to serving as Marine artilleryman in Vietnam and later confronting the lasting effects of war and PTSD. Through his experiences, he found healing and purpose in writing a powerful account of his journey and perspective on war. His book, Stop War America, a Marine Story, received an honorable mention at the 2007 New York Book Festival, recognizing its impact and compelling storytelling. Let's all welcome the featured author today, Robert Mclane. Hi, Rob. Thank you for joining us here today. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a good day to be alive.
Yes. And for all our viewers out there backstage, I was actually talking with Robert about his book, and it's actually kind of like an amazing take on, experiencing war and all those stuff. And I'm so excited about this. This is called Stop War America, a Marine Story. And first of all, Robert, I want to ask, did you always wanted to be a writer?
As a kid, I read Hemingway, and I wanted to be Hemingway someday. I wanted to go to
Mm,
foreign countries and do exciting things and write about it. And that worked out. This dream came true. I was competing against hundreds of other writers all over the world at that New
mm,
York Book Festival, and to beat them out with my book, the first book I ever wrote, that was a humbling experience.
mhm. Wow. And writing this, book about the war and things like that, and all of those experiences. While you were writing the book, was it, therapeutic, like that, or how was your experience when you
It
were
was
writing
it
the
was
book?
my struggles with PTSD did not have a name in
Mm-hmm.
68 when I came home. We were just nervous. We were
Mm,
anxious. We were anxious and we had short tempers. But defining what post-traumatic stress syndrome,
mm-hmm.
that had yet to come part of the equation. So we were basically just out there stumbling around, getting in trouble, getting out of trouble,
Mm-hmm.
getting in more trouble. Uh, I used to tell people if someone's filing a claim, they should
Mm-hmm.
say, how many times in the last year has this person been in a room where someone was yelling for security? More than once, more than five times. Uh, it was a trial and error, and when you error, you wake up in jail. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's not a place you want to wake up in. Uh, it was a journey and a learning
Mm-hmm.
experience. Uh, Writing the book helped. I use I used the real spelling of their names. I did not
Mm,
change their names. So the a-holes I encountered, I made them famous a-holes. And
mm-hmm.
I described their a-holeness in intricate detail. And now they're
Mm-hmm.
famous a-holes.
I love how you actually shared the story about this because I believe you've actually had a bond with these people. So I'm excited to get to read about this. But while you were writing this, because about this was your experience, and from all those experiences in the war. So while you were writing this book, have you ever experienced like writer's block?
I did. I had 200 pages finished, but the story
Mm-hmm.
wasn't finished. And I asked myself, what are you leaving out that 10 years from now you're going to think that should have been in the book? Why
Mm-hmm.
wasn't this in the book? Why wasn't that in the? And I'm like, what are you forgetting that should be in the book? And
Mm-hmm.
the elephant in the room was the anti-war part. I knew that was going to upset
Mm-hmm.
a lot of veterans, but my job is to tell the truth the best I remember it and write it
Mm-hmm.
down. If they have a problem with it, that's not your problem. That's not my problem.
Mhm,
That's their
mhm,
problem. My problem is to tell the truth and spell their real
mhm,
name.
Oh, I love that. I love that bravery as well, mentioning these people, but you're actually just telling the whole truth and the experience without filter. And as a writer, when you're writing that one, and as an author right now, and a marine, um on the on your other half of life. So what was your technique when you're writing?
I pretend I'm writing a letter to my best friend who recently
Mm-hmm.
lost their sight. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to describe things in intricate detail. I use words or my brush strokes as I paint a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ooh.
somebody else will have to read it to my friend because he lost his sight. But I
Oh
had to
yeah.
describe the colors, the
Mm-hmm.
temperature. The more you focus something, the sharper it is, and the clearer it is, and the easier it is for the person to
Mm-hmm.
get it that you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a math major in my first 2 years of college. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be a pilot. Well, back then you had to have perfect vision. My vision
Mm-hmm.
was not perfect, so I had to give that dream up. And I thought, oh, I'll join the Marines. Well, I ended up being a mathematician in the Marine
Mm-hmm.
Corps. You can't adjust artillery fire until
Mm-hmm.
somebody like me picks up a slide rule and crunches the numbers and then
Mm-hmm.
passes that data onto the gun crews. And that was my job.
Wow, that was an experience right there. And also, I have to commend you for being respectful and motivational for all, and to honor all of the brothers as well, who are actually serving the war. And I love how you actually tried to, or just really write everything in it, to like the description, very detailed description for your friend who actually has a problem with the site. So I love how you actually put it that way. It actually, you know, it actually shows your creativity as an author as well. Because a great author is like that, who's really good
Well,
at describing things.
all writing, good writing is glorified storytelling.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
you've done it since you were a kid. We all have stories to tell. It's just
Mm-hmm.
some of us. You have to get over the idea of picking up a
Mm-hmm.
pen or sitting down at a typewriter and telling that story one more time for the reader.
Mm-hmm. I love that as a storyteller. So right now, are you still writing?
Yes, yes. I'm writing a book on Cuba right now. I've been to
Mm-hmm.
Cuba. I've been to Cuba 3 times.
Oh, Cuba.
I love Cuba. I want to open a bar there and have you can come in my bar and I'll sing songs that I wrote
Mm-hmm.
and
Wow, you write songs.
the lyrics to one of the songs will be on the back of a menu. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I had a blast. Every time I've gone to Cuba, I had a ball. Nobody's ever asked to see my visa or my passport.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell someone I'm an American, oh, I have a cousin in Philadelphia. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they are totally friendly and open to Americans and anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the second trip, I spent a month. I took an overnight train to Guantanamo from Havana. I spent a couple of weeks in Guantanamo. Then I rode to Santiago in the front seat of a 1947 Chevrolet.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I had a ball in Cuba, and I can't
Mm-hmm.
wait to go. I can't wait to go back. And I want to. I continue to write about Cuba. That's my subject right
Mm-hmm.
now. I
Wow,
met,
and I'm
I,
excited about this.
yeah,
You
I met
know,
Che Guevara's daughter. She's a doctor, just like her father.
wow. So I'm also excited about this. These songs. So have you ever published these songs as well?
Yeah, I have a CD out of songs. I continue to
Nice.
write songs. I want to write. I want to record in Havana. I want to do it live in
Mm-hmm.
Havana with a Cuban
In
band that I
Havana.
put together. I'm going to run an ad in the paper. I'm going to interview
Mm-hmm.
musicians and put together a band around my
Mm-hmm.
music, and then we're going to find a club to play in, and it's going to be great.
Wow. You know
Let me
what?
tell you,
Oh,
I have
yes.
a.
I just. All right.
Oh, there we
So.
go.
Oh, yeah, there we
I
go.
have a gifted IQ.
Uh-huh.
Now, if I'd have gone to Vietnam as a second lieutenant, I would probably gotten
Mm-hmm.
myself killed trying to impress some captain. But as a
Ooh.
private, I had no interest in impressing anybody. I just wanted to survive and get through this terrible experience.
Mm. So, going back
Uh,
to
your
the
sound's
book.
gone, buddy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I
Yes,
can't
I
hear
can hear.
you. You got it. You must have bumped something.
Can you hear
Uh,
me? Can you
we got
see
to do a
me?
sound check or something here. I can't hear. I
Yeah,
haven't
I
touched
can.
anything, so it's got to be on your end.
Yeah, I can clearly hear you.
I see your lips moving, but I don't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. I cannot see you.
Well, what are we going to do here? Let's see. There's a microphone here. It off. Uh,
A literary extravagance awaits you in Chicago. Chicago doesn't do anything small. Neither does Reader's Magnet. The book Confab Chicago is back. Louder, sharper, more exciting than ever. A room where authors, insiders, and of course, the book lovers. They don't just talk about literature, they shape it. If books are your world, this is your event. The stage is all yours. Book talk, inspiring conversations, meaningful connections, fun activities, and many more. Different voices, one powerful yet intimate literary moment. Only at the Book Confab Chicago. Your story deserves to be seen and heard at the heart of the Windy City. This is your chance to share it with the world.
Every year, Chicago transforms into something unforgettable. Welcome to the Book Festival at Printers Row, where Streets becomes a world of stories, not just sharing experiences, but living them. Discover new voices, find hidden gems, reconnect with stories you love. Rain or shine, the stories never stop. Be there on September 12th to 13th, 2026 at South Dearborn, Chicago, where stories come alive. See you there.
And we're back here with our featured author, Robert Mclane. And going back, continuing with our discussion a while ago, Robert. You know what? I just actually um I just connected everything. Why you are so good at describing things about in your book. Everything is in details because you also write songs and you've been practicing since you were young. And I love everything about this. And right now, going back to
well, I'm a
your
Renaissance
experience.
man. A little song, a little dance.
Uh huh.
Whatever it takes to keep the crowd awake.
The talent is there, right? The song, the music, the song, the dance, and the writing as well, and the storytelling. It's like a superpower, I always say talents are superpowers, and these are all gifts that we need to share. And right now, you have a platform for you to share everything. And yeah, I'm so excited for the readers to get to know more about you. And I have some questions here that I might want to ask as well. So, Robert, what did it feel like to be a federal fugitive during the anti-war movement?
Very alert.
Mm,
The I I went to visit my mom for Thanksgiving. I hitchhiked from
mhm,
Florida. Let me back up. A couple of years prior to that, I met
mhm,
this guy named Wavy Gravy. Wavy was an
mm,
MC at Woodstock. He's a legend. He's an icon. And I said,
mhm,
Wavy, if you were ever on the lam, where would you go? He told me about this little Mexican fishing village called Yalapa. I said, well,
mhm,
how do you get there? He says, well, you go to Nogales, Arizona, you catch a train to a little town called Tepic, you catch a bus to Puerto Vallarta, and then you catch a boat to Yalapa. So I wrote
mhm,
all of that down on a business card and carried it in my wallet for the next 2 years. And when I
mhm,
went to visit my mother in 72 after the Republican convention, she said, you'll never guess who stopped by to see you, the FBI. And I said, well, that's not good. I started to take a shower because I'd hitchhiked from Florida, and I got halfway
Mhm.
undressed. I said to myself, you could be 6 months in a federal jail cell because you stopped to take a shower. Get the hell out of here. And I got dressed, and my mom drove me back out to the house. Okay, we're back. I hitchhiked to Dallas and on to Amarillo, and I slept under a bridge that night. It was pouring down rain. I woke up the next morning. There were 6 inches of snow on the ground. I'm standing in the snow in my wet shoes with my thumb out trying to catch a ride. And I'm telling myself, that's okay. In a couple of days, you're going to be on the beach in Mexico. I made
Mhm.
it to, just like the card told me, to Nogales, Arizona. I called my
Mhm.
friends in Florida. I said, I'm 10 feet from the border. I'll see you in the spring. Good luck with your trial. I had to go now. And I walked across the border. When I got to customs, they said, well, you don't have the right paperwork to get a visa. So I put a
Mhm.
$10 bill on the counter. Oh, your paperwork is fine. Here's your visa. I took the train, just like Baby told me, to Peak. I took a bus to Puerto Vallarta. I caught a cargo boat, like the same thing you saw in Humphrey Bogart's African Queen, a cargo boat named the Lucinda to
Mhm.
Yalapa, Mexico. I rented a house for 200 pesos a month, which was less than $20 a month.
Mhm.
I started a poker game on the beach. Actually, I walked into a poker game that was going on the beach. I won 500 pesos playing poker with these guys.
Mhm.
The next morning, I bought a kilo of marijuana. I started selling ounces of pot, and I had poker at my house three
Mhm.
nights a week. And I was living a good life, snorkeling in
Mhm.
the ocean, strolling in the jungle, beautiful women getting off the boat every day. I'm
Mhm.
thinking this fugitive life is okay. And I stayed 4 months. And the Vietnam War ended. I knew there was going to be a party in New York City, and I wanted to go to that party. So it was time to
Mhm.
leave Mexico, and I hitchhiked back to the border. I called the FBI from a payphone in San Francisco. I said, my name's Robert Mclane. I understand you want to talk to me. The guy says, well, let me put you on hold. I said, no, I'll call you back tomorrow. So I called back from a different payphone. My name's Robert McLean. I understand you want to talk to me.
Mhm.
He says, nah, we don't want to talk to you. I said, well, have a great day. And that was the end
Ooh,
of it. I was no longer a fugitive.
that was nice. And Robert, I just want to ask,
Oh boy, this is fun. We're losing sound. I'm losing the picture. What the hell's going on?
oh, can you hear me? Can you
I
hear me
can't.
now?
Oh, I see me down here.
Can you
I
hear
don't know.
me,
We don't. I'm
Robert?
not touching anything, so it's got to be on your end.
Yeah, wait for a while.
I can't hear it. I see
Let
your lips
me
moving.
let me have the
You see,
producer
you
this
don't
time.
even have my. I'm down here in this picture, but I'm not up there in that one. Let me see. I'm in the
Okay.
show. Stay in the studio.
The Frankfurt Book Fair, the world's largest book fair, this gathering is more than just an event. It is a doorway to visibility, connection, and opportunity. Reader's Magnet will join the event once again, bringing stories to the international stage with one mission: to share your story with the world. Grab this opportunity to be seen, remembered, and personally connect with readers. Through author interviews, every author can share the heart behind the book and the journey behind the message. Every displayed book becomes part of a larger conversation, one that reaches across cultures, borders, and generations. At Frankfurt, stories do not just sit on shelves. They move, they connect, they inspire. Join Reader's Magnet at the Frankfurt Book Fair 2026.
A literary extravagance awaits you in Chicago. Chicago doesn't do anything small. Neither does Reader's Magnet. The book confab Chicago is back. Louder, sharper, more exciting than ever. A room where authors, insiders, and of course, the book lovers. They don't just talk about literature, they shape it. If books are your world, this is your event. The stage is all yours. Book talk, inspiring conversations, meaningful connections, fun activities, and many more. Different voices, one powerful yet intimate literary moment. Only at the Book Confab Chicago. Your story deserves to be seen and heard at the heart of the Windy City. This is your chance to share it with the world.
Every year, Chicago transforms into something unforgettable. Welcome to the Book Festival at Printers Row, where streets becomes a world of stories. Not just sharing experiences, but living them. Discover new voices. Find hidden gems. Reconnect with stories you love. Rain or shine, the stories never stop. Be there on September 12th to 13th, 2026 at South Dearborn, Chicago, where stories come alive. See you there.
I'm here.
Yeah.
This is me.
And we're back again here at Reader's Magnet featured author interview, and we're actually having quite a little problem right now, technically. So by the way, Robert Mclane is going to be at the book event in September, on September 12 and 13, and he will be there with 500 copies of his book. He will be with the Reader's Magnet booth, signing copies of his book. He will be sharing stories as well, and his book, Stop War America, a Marine Story, will be featured and displayed at the booth as well. So if you're going to be there at Chicago, this is going to be in the Dearborn, Chicago, Illinois. And if you're going to be there and check out books during the festival, go ahead and check out Reader's Magnet's booth. And you're going to know the different authors here and their stories. They're amazing stories. So go out, you can go there and check all the stories. All right. So, okay. So, and if you want to check out Robert Mclane, his book is available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. That's called Stop War America, a Marine Story. So, yes. And I believe Robert is already here backstage with us.
I can see you. There, me. Hey.
Yes, hello, Robert.
Hello.
I miss you already. So we just had a little technical problem a while ago, but we're good now. So right now, I love hearing your story about being a fugitive during the anti-war movement and getting the freedom from it. And right now, as a best-selling or an award-winning author and writing an award-winning book. So I believe it must have been a dream come true. So can you tell me about this dream that has not come true yet?
Well, I want to open my own bar in Havana. That's a dream.
Hmm. Yeah.
I want to, Forrest Gump made $678 million.
Hmm.
There, there are very few funny books about war.
Hmm.
Forrest Gump was one, but Forrest Gump was fiction. They made the whole thing up.
Hmm.
My story is nonfiction. These are real people with real names, and those were real bullets that they were shooting at me.
Hmm.
Uh, it. I want to see a film. My book turned into a film,
Yes.
and it will outsell Forrest Gump. It's funnier than Gump.
Hmm.
He was a dumbass. I'm a smartass.
Hmm.
I can make a captain look like an idiot, but then I pay a
Hmm.
price. I pay a price for that because he's still a captain.
Hmm.
So you have to be careful what your comments.
Yeah.
Uh, it. I enjoyed joining the anti-war movement. I didn't know anybody in New York City when I got there. I didn't know where I was going to sleep, what I was going to do for food. But I
Hmm.
had I had this dream of being in the anti-war movement, and all those things would take care of themselves. And I ended up staying in New York City 10 years, so it all worked out. I went to the American
Hmm.
Academy of Dramatic Arts. I started
Oh,
doing off Broadway shows as an actor, and
nice.
when I do it, I do a reading. I don't do it like this.
Uh-huh.
This is how most guys do a reading. I memorize the parts I want to do, and I'm talking to you, looking you in the eye, telling the story. That's what's
Hmm.
different about my readings.
Yes. I love that, the experience in the theater as well, doing off Broadway. I can really see that you're talented. You're a man of talent here. So it's really good that that we have you here right now. And Robert, by the way, I want to give the spotlight to you. Tell us where we can find your book and if you have some things to promote.
You can go to my website, which has stories and photos, and it tells you where to buy the book. You can send me a check, or you can use your Visa card or whatever
Hmm.
card you've got that works. You can buy the card. You can buy the book online. I'll be happy to sign it and put it in the mail to your address.
So your book is also found on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, correct?
I've been told that. I hope it's true. The uh, you can reach it at Voices for Peace. Now the four is not FOR; it's the number four. Voices
Yeah.
for Peace.org. That will bring you to me online,
Yes.
and I will send you a book the following day if you once I've determined that you've made a purchase.
Yes. All right, that's Robert Mclane, everybody, our featured author of the day. Get your copy of Stop War America, a Marine story on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And don't forget to also check him out on his website. That's www.voicesforpeace.org. So that's VOICES 4 as in number 4 and peace peace.org. So that's www.voicesforpeace.org. And he's a very talented man. He acts, he sings, he dances, he writes, and he tells amazing stories. And Robert, it has such been an amazing time with you here at RM Hive. Thank you for joining us here today.
It's been my pleasure. I look forward to seeing those of you that can make it to Chicago. I like Yankees. I think that I met a lot of them in New York City, and
Mm-hmm.
Chicago's a friendly town. I went to the Chicago 7 trial with Abby Hoffman and Jerry Rubin and all those guys.
Mm.
There was a blizzard going on when I got there, so I actually got in. I'm in the courtroom listening to the trial my first day, and I met Abby Hoffman, who I became a great friend with.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him ideas for Steal This Book. I saw him
Mm-hmm.
in Florida. Friends of mine in Florida were charged with the same crime that Abby Hoffman was convicted of in '68. So I got to introduce the convictee of '68 to the indictee of '72.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we had fun. It was a great time. The last day they came over in helicopters dropping tear gas on us. That's what it turned into. But it was a
Mm-hmm.
fun time until the helicopters showed up. The
Nice.
I knew someday I would write it all down, and I did, that's why it got the honorable mention at the New York Book Festival. This is a true story. It's a funny
Yeah.
story. It's a wild story, and it's what's called a page turner. So get a
Yes.
copy. Go to my website. You can read a sample chapter on my website, and then you can order a book. And I've
Yes.
enjoyed talking with you, and we'll do this again soon.
Yes. And you guys, Robert Mclane will also be there at the Chicago event. He will bring copies of his book. He's gonna sign the copies and he's going to share his stories as well. And let us open the pages and unravel the secrets of your personal
Good.
odyssey. And I believe that your ink never runs dry. So go tell your
Oh, we're
story,
back.
storyteller. This is your host, Revan, and as we say it here at Readers Magnet, we share your story with the world. Bye for now. Stay awesome.